And here we go again. A little bit of a change here because I've managed to get hold of a preview. This is a technical preview of Windows 10, which is coming out very shortly. Let's have a quick look. Obviously the desktop, that's a new picture which we haven't seen before. It looks very cold and foreboding, but I don't think the operating system is as cold and foreboding as the picture gives it the impression. So we'll start off. Just a few little notes about the installation. It took about 15 minutes to install it from the DVD, and a little bit of time after that setting it up. One of the annoyances, which if any annoyances you find, it actually had a verification code to prove you were who you say you were and using the software. Unfortunately it asked for a verification code, and it sent the verification code to my email address, which is quite good, apart from I just installed Windows 10 onto my computer and didn't have any other access to the internet, so that sort of let me down for a bit. Fortunately I was able to get around that problem without much difficulty. When we kicked off and it finally finished off the installation, this is the sort of view we got, and obviously we go and have a look on the start menu down in the bottom left hand corner, and you can see straight away that is substantially different to what we have with Windows 8 and Windows 7 and before. Nice little layout. You can make it full screen if you wish and have a look through the various devices that are already installed. One thing I did notice, and I have played with Windows 10 for about an hour or so already, one thing I did notice is whenever you click on something different to maybe show a video or play a piece of music or whatever, that Windows automatically finds the correct play media for that particular item that you're trying to run. MP3s, no problem at all. Windows Media Audio, WMAs, they play no problem at all. In fact, it did appear that the WMAs were preferred rather than the MP3s. On the video side, a lot of the video demonstrations that I have stored on my computer for Plugit and other reasons, they seem to play alright, and I was quite pleased with that. If we have a look at the bottom taskbar here, we have a nice bright yellow folder, which if we click on that, it actually shows this PC and all its finer details. It's got various pictures that I have viewed already. It's got songs that I've already played, so it's keeping a record of the recent files. If I just click on one of them, for example, this is the information on Rocket Dock, which we did a demonstration of. I think Brett did a demonstration of for the club some time ago. That was a basic training. Let's have a look at Rocket Dock. That is the PDF file for that particular program. Tried to run Bird on the Wire, which is an AVI movie, and it says it can't play it because one thing or another. But this is a test system. It's not the actual real thing. This is just a pre-release version that we've got. So if I have a look at another video here, Almost an Angel, as you can see in here, we have got audio and video on that particular one. Photographs, they're no problem at all in the viewer. It's very similar to the preview that you've already got on everything back as far as Windows XP. So that looks the bee's knees and is good. Installation files, it automatically detected my printer, which I was well pleased about. That I didn't have to go through digging out a disk and all the rest of that. It seems to have found all of the devices that I have connected to my computer with very little problems at all. The desktop, this PC, downloads, have nothing in the downloads folder, although it's very accessible. Again, I'll just show you that. If you click on the bright yellow folder on the bottom taskbar, that will bring up the computer. There's this PC, is wife's PC, etc., and it has the documents folder, it has downloads folder, music folder, pictures folder, and a videos folder. Now, as I say, there is no video player in this particular version, which we were warned about, so there's not a problem there. I did click in my backup drive, which is got a lot of information and bits and pieces on it. It detected it straight away without any messing around or kerfuffle that we normally have. A lot of files there from Plugit in previous sessions that we've had. It's got the Plugit pics, etc. So no problem reading drives, reading backup drives, etc. Going on to the internet, we go straight into Internet Explorer. Now this is a new version of Internet Explorer. It's like an extra 11, version 11, which is being still worked on. So this isn't the finished version. Still lots and pieces to do. There's Outlook.com, which is my home for my email addresses, etc. I've got Office. If I click on Office, I can use Word online, whatever I want to do with it. That comes with Windows 10. I heard a whisper, and I don't know whether it's true, but I've heard that Windows 10 will be free for the first year or so, but that could be just somebody's pipe dream, maybe. I don't know. So back to the operating system. The Internet Explorer itself. I can have a look at one or two different bits and pieces quite easily. If I go to Home Base, which is my launch pad for everything, go to the Plugit page, and there's the Plugit website, and it comes up exceedingly fast. It does distort slightly. If I just play around with a few bits and pieces here, yeah, it seems to have distorted this date of next meeting box, which I don't know whether that's a good thing or not. No, it is distorted a little bit. However, most of the other pages seem to work alright. Members pages, photograph pages, they seem to work fine. There's the I'll go to the Christmas lunches. There you go, that's just to whet your appetite, which works well. There's all the people at the Christmas lunches is on our website, and everything seems to work well. As I say, because the resolution on here, and I'll just go there next. If I right click and go to screen resolution, you can see that I haven't got a whole lot of movement in here at the moment. Obviously this will be picked up at a later date. I can have 1600 by 1200, I can have 1280 by 1024 or 1024 768. If you look at the box at the top here, I'll just go through them. There's the 768, which is the right sort of shape, as is 1600, 1200. It's not quite a perfect circle in there, and that's what you need for good graphics. However, we were warned that the graphics in this version of Windows is not going to be particularly clever at the moment. They're still working on that and enhancing it, so it's only going to get better from this point. I'll close that again. Right, what else do we need to look at here? The search bar. I haven't done a lot with the search bar yet. There is a lot of apps that seem to be here already built in. That's strange. I played David Gates' Find Me just to test the audio, and it seems to have made an app for it. Is this one of these programs that's going to app everything, maybe? Who knows? Yeah, a little bit of investigation needed on there. Yeah, exploring, which is good, I don't mind that. Let's go back in there. There's the Dow FTSE index as well, so it's keeps your finger on the pulse. I haven't seen anything with particularly news on it, which I quite enjoy to have a news application. So presumably if I set up something like BBC News or whatever, that will come up as an app on this page. Down here we can see File Explorer, which is pretty much where we were on the little button at the bottom there. There's Documents, Settings. Settings are quite interesting. It's like the old control panel. You need to choose which area you need to be in to do the settings with. Network and Internet. Devices, Bluetooth, printers, mouse, keyboard. You can see that this actual Windows 10 is more, or it's not more designed, but it is designed to take into account that people have got mobile phones. And here is a download over metered connections. If you've got a limit on your amount of internet use that you get on your telephone, then you can turn on this little application which will give you warnings and prevent you being charged extra when you go over your limit. That is very nice to see there, because actually they're bearing in mind that people haven't got endless amounts of money. Mouse and touchpad, you can configure it to left and right mouse, typing, autocorrect spelling mistakes, and also highlight misspelled words, autoplay, leave that on, media and other services. Now I did find, and whether I've mentioned this or not I'm not sure, but I did find that when I was trying to find media and audio etc. to see if it actually works, it started off, and I'll just click on this one, yeah, and I'll pause it there. It did actually find various alternatives for me, and down in the bottom right hand corner it will give me a choice as to whether or not to use the existing media player in this case, or whether I wanted to download another app that would do the same job. So that's very handy. It's very handy for people who maybe aren't au fait with operating systems, what's around. So it does give you the choice. It gives you small choices as to, you know, do you want this, or do you want to try something different. So it's very good. Still lots to look at. As I say, it's very new. I only got it this morning, and these are my first impressions, which I have to say I'm quite pleased with. I think this is quite usable. It doesn't seem to regulate the sound. It seems to have a mind of its own. I've been deafened a few times by just clicking on a particular button, and it blares out with these default sounds that it has built into it. So maybe Mr. Microsoft can have a look at that sometime. There's your search alarms, etc., notifications, speech, storage, lots and bits and pieces in there, and it does need a bit of individual looking at. We've looked at devices, internet, personalization. Go for Windows default, which is whatever they choose to load at the time. Again, these are just material bits and pieces which they are going to put right sooner or later. Screen timeout settings, 10 minutes. You can vary that quite a bit, say 40 minutes, 45 minutes, not a problem. Windowing, enable aero setup is on, automatically fill available space when using aero setup. I'm not sure what that is, but we'll have a look at that later on. Show snappable windows in available space. Maps, not sure what maps is, I haven't been here yet. Map updates, check now. Online maps, delete all maps, that's a bit drastic. There we go. Default settings for Internet Explorer. Emails, music players, video. Now when I first looked in here this morning, half of these were just blank. So you need to choose a default. Having said that, if you click on a file that it can't play, it will give you the choices. Wow. There's all the file extensions on the left hand side there. Just go through them. That's very interesting. JPG images, that uses Windows Photo Viewer. We can have Paint, we can have Photos, we can have Photo Viewer, or as I mentioned earlier, you can look for an app in the store. And these are all choices openly available to you, so not limited by whatever's just throw. You know, like here's Windows Audio Player or Windows Media Center. Get on with it, you know. Or sorry, Media Player. It hasn't got Media Center in it. Yeah, it's a Media Player. So there we go. I know that with Windows 8 you could buy Media Center, so you could connect other devices to that. But all in all, it's quite nice. It's quite usable. I found I had a problem with Windows 8 on the initial version because I couldn't get around it. It was everything seemed to be in the wrong place and did the wrong thing. That's my opinion of it. I know other people got on great with it, but this I quite like. It seems to have everything that I need, certainly. I'm going to experiment and play around a little bit more, but for the time being I hope you've enjoyed this first glimpse at Windows 10 and that you'll maybe even consider getting it. If you do want to have a look at it yourself, it's fairly easy to install. You can add it, when you do the installation you can put it as a second system. It gives you that choice on the opening menu, but be careful, because click the wrong button, you can wipe out your hard drive. This is only a test function. If you go to Microsoft.com and search for Windows 10, and then you'll find out whether or not you'll be allowed to have a look at the technical preview. There we are. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you've enjoyed this first demonstration.